Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to do a tree update video. So this is going to be the first of many tree videos that I'm going to be doing. So we're going to start off in the greenhouse today because I've got a lot of trees in here. All my little seedlings and stuff are in here. From past videos and stuff, I've got the little pines and the birches, all sorts, Japanese maples, some elm stumps I did a video on a little while ago. I've got some hawthorns, just trees everywhere. So anyway, I'll spin the camera around and I'll give you a little update on my trees. Okay, so starting from over here, these are all silver birch and Chinese red birch. So these were grown from seed. These are just over a year old now, so they're into their second year. I'll just get this one out. This one's just got its leaves. No idea why this one's come out earlier than the others. So that's a birch. It's actually got little seeds coming on it, look. Little flowers. Huh. That's interesting. Oh, it came out of the pot. So I've got all sorts. Like I said, there's silver and red birch in here, so I'm not sure the difference just yet. So we'll have to wait and see. So these are the Aleppo pines. These came in a little bonsai starter kit. They were looking very unhealthy up until recently when they've started perking up again. And someone said to me in the video, which I did, that these grow natively in their country and that it's basically sort of like a desert area that they grow in. So that may be why. It's very cold in the UK, especially here in mid Wales. So now that the weather's warming up a bit, they're perking up. And this I think's dead. This was a little beech seedling that I found last year. These are willow cuttings here. There's two different varieties. One's a flamingo willow and the other one's just like a weeping willow or something, I'm not sure. But I took these cuttings a couple of weeks ago and you can see they are starting to grow. That doesn't necessarily mean that they've got roots yet. The dormant buds will open up even if they're just placed in water. Before the roots grow, they will start opening sometimes. And these were another lot of seed sown birch. This was a much later sown. These were sown late summer last year, so they didn't get a chance to grow as much. But they seem to have survived the winter. Try not to shake too much. My hands are really shaky today for some reason. That was I think it was a fuchsia or something, just a little stump that I salvaged last year. It did have some roots, so it looks like it's survived. It's starting to grow again. That's the other Aleppo pine. There are lupins in there. I won't show you them because they're not trees. This was that little bonsai tree that I made a little while ago. See, all the buds have just started to come out. This is a mixture of, I'm assuming it's a mixture of red and silver birch. I'm hoping that I've got at least sort of a mixture of both in there and not managed to choose all the same. And I'm gonna allow these trunks to combine. So there's 5 trees wrapped together there. And I'm aiming for a little weeping style. Down there is a holly. That had some roots, so I yanked it out of the ground, stuck it in a pot. I'm not sure if it's going to survive, but I didn't want to throw it away. Along here, I've got these 3 elm stumps that I did the video on as well. So no signs of growth from them yet, but If you look very closely, you can see the buds are starting to swell. And every time if I scratch a bit of bark off, you can see nice and green under there, so they're not dead. So that's the elm stumps, salvaged from my mum and dad's garden. And the aim with these is to turn them into nice little stumpy bonsai at some point. And I've got a couple of hawthorns back there. It's quite difficult to get the camera up there. You can see the leaves are just starting to come out on them as well. That's good. So even though they're pulled up from the same area, this one's much further behind. And that's a little azalea, rescued from the garden centre. It was half dead. It's got lots of new growth coming now, and it's even got a flower bud there. Another flower bud here. Hoping you can see, the camera seems to be struggling to focus. What else have we got? That's a hornbeam seedling. All the buds on that are starting to swell, so I'm hoping that's not dead. And there was a fig. No signs of growth from that yet, but they normally come out quite late. And the last one there at the back is a blackthorn. Again, no signs of growth. Now down here, I'm going to try and change the camera angle because I've got the wide angle lens on and it doesn't seem to focus. Okay. So them four at the front are the hawthorns from my last video. We only just did these when I bent this one. No signs of growth yet. The buds are starting to swell though. And there we go. Not long they'll be out. And back there is all my Japanese maples. So the ones with the labels you see are ones that I've brought from the garden centre. There's a couple of different varieties. This one is Orange Dream. That one at the back there is Butterfly. So all the leaves are starting to come out on them. The ones without the labels are all seed grown. There's another one. Well, that one was bought as well, but the label's gone. So all the smaller ones you see are seed grown. I'll drag this one out in a minute and show you, because this one's the most advanced. Got all the leaves are coming out. Very nice little trees. And I've got a load grown from seed as well. A load of seeds growing. So I'll show you them as well. Most of these ones are still dormant. Oh, I just noticed that one there. Starting to leaf out. A few of the other ones are getting there. And I did show these Japanese maple seeds. I'll pull them out and put them on the bench in a minute because I have noticed they have started to germinate. Anyway, so that's about all that I've got on here. That's my Indian soapnut tree, soapberry tree. I'm hoping it's survived. It seems to be dying off gradually. It was green up until a little while ago, and all this is dying. And down to there is now dead. So I'm hoping this bottom bit will still survive. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. So it's just the way it goes sometimes. This is an oak. I've just put this in my homemade bonsai pot. So that's a homemade concrete bonsai pot. So I have done a few videos on making them if you want to go check them out. This was salvaged from a garden clearance a couple of years ago. It's quite an old tree, I think. It's a really strange shape. It's obviously had some damage over the years. This bit here was like a root. It goes down and it's actually got a gap in between there. So it's pretty cool. So I'm going to shorten this, but I want to make sure it survives first. So I've only chopped it down to there because I wanted to leave some buds and stuff just to make sure it survives, and I'm sure it'll sprout from further down anyway. See, it's got a dormant bud there, another one under there. So that's it for the indoor, or the trees that I've got protected in the greenhouse. Obviously I've got loads more outside, so I'll take you out there in a minute. Okay everyone, so I'm going to give you a real quick tour of my outside trees. And I've got my microphone on now, so I'm hoping you can hear me. It's very windy. So I'll start from here. So along the front here are monkey puzzle trees grown from seed. They struggled a bit in the winter because it got down to -15 at one point. But they are starting to recover by the looks of it. There's lots of trees here. That's a wisteria cutting from last year. We've got these are hazelnut, seed grown. This is about 5 years old now, maybe a little bit older. And I've chopped the trunk a couple of times, chopped it there, chopped it there. It seems to be doing quite well. There's a growth waiting to come down from the bottom, so I'll have to chop that off when it comes up. This is a little cherry blossom tree. I've had this a couple of years. I picked this up from Morrison's, I think it was. It was like 80p or something. You can see the blossoms waiting to come out. Little cotoneaster, salvaged from a garden clearance. Had that just over a year. I've got to try and remember what they all are, because obviously majority of them are dormant. So this was a sweet chestnut, which I grew from a seed. That's a field maple, again from seed. Believe it or not, this one's only about a year old, so they grow really quick. So all I've done is chop the top, and hopefully all these encourage all the buds further back to come out. And that's the silver birch, grew from seed again. That'll be on its 3rd year this year, and I did put some wire on it to get a nice shape, and I left it on too long. Obviously you can tell it's got wire marks, but never mind, it adds to the character of the tree. Nice roots on there. That's another hazelnut. You can see where I grew it from seed. These are quite old now, about 5, maybe 6 years. I did a video when I collected the seeds and stuff, so if you want to look back through, that's how old these are. And you can see where I've chopped the trunk there, chopped off the branches. That's grew up, chopped it there. So they don't make ideal bonsai because the leaves are quite big, but it's all fun the same. That was a horse chestnut, I believe. I picked that up from the car boot sale, someone was selling it. This big bud on the top's just started to open, so all these will be new branches. That should be interesting. I'm not sure what this is. I think this is one of them Escalia. little shrub things. Again, picked up cheap from the garden centre or supermarket. That's a cutting from my big Royal Empress tree. I'll show you that in a minute, we'll get there. I can't remember what this is. But that was from the pound shop, one of them little twigs you get. And I've had that for 2 years now. It's a type of flowering bush. Can't remember the name of it. I really need to get some labels on these. These ones here, I've got about 5 of these. So that one, that one, that one, the one down there are all flowering currant bushes. That one over there's more ahead than the others. So these are all flowering currants. These are cuttings I took about a year ago. I've got 5 of them. There's a little bay tree over there as well. That was a cutting. I've had that about a year, maybe 2 years now as well. It's quite normal for the leaves to go like this in the winter. You can see all the newer ones are looking nice and healthy. Along here, these are all willows from cuttings. I've had these just over a year as well, maybe 2 years. See the buds waiting to come out. This is an apple tree which was grown from seed. That's about 2 years old. So, looks like most things have survived the winter. That one, that might be the apple tree actually. One is an apple and one is a cherry. They're both grown from seed. Hard to tell at the moment until the leaves come out. And that's a rowan. You know, it's a type of ash. I think it's called a mountain ash. Has the red berries on it. The common name for it is rowan tree. And I've got 2 little oak trees down there, grown from seed. Take you around and show you them. They're quite old now as well. These are about 4 or 5 years. And all I've done with these is cut the top there. And these are grown out. And I'm not going to cut it this year. I just want to let it grow and thicken up. So I've got 2 of them. Again, I did a video on growing oak trees from seed. I've got different types of boxwood. So I think these are box anyway. But they've all just started growing again. See all the new growth. So I've got 2 of them ones. This is like a variegated one. And then I've got 2 normal ones. These were grown from layerings, ground layering, where you just pin down a branch to the ground until it roots. And I did a video collecting these. Well, collecting one of them. This one, I think it was. I'm going to do a bonsai video on this one. So I did a video collecting it, showing you how to do that. So if you look back through my videos, there'll be a video on boxwood, collecting the raw material for bonsai. This is another one of them Escalina, little bushes. I've had that one a couple of years. The majority of these are going to end up as bonsai, or just nice little ornamental trees. Got a really unhealthy looking little picea. It kind of died off, but it is regrowing. So That's good. It's good news. Lots of new bits of growth, new buds waiting. That's a Chinese juniper. That's one of the upright ones you get. That's looking really healthy. So again, that one, all I've done is thinned out the centre a bit and got rid of all the brown growth. Cut off a couple of branches down here. And I've got a tag there for it still. Juniper chinensis stricta. So stricta means upright. Chinese juniper. This is a little flowering cherry blossom tree. This has had 2 years, and it was quite a lot smaller than this, and it was almost dead when I got it. It was another supermarket end of the year clearance find. With all the nice little flowers on it. Just starting to come to an end of the flowering now. Although saying that, there is more waiting, so that's good. So this flowers before it leaves. It flowers die off, and then the leaves will come out. That's all them once. So this is going to be a long video, so I do apologise. And this lot here, that's another hazelnut tree growing from a seed. Same time the other ones, you can see where I've chopped it there. That's grown up, chopped it there, and then it's grown off this way. So that's that. This is some sort of prunus. I think it might be it kind of looks like a black thorn, I'm not entirely sure. But this was a stump that I salvaged from another garden clearance. I'm a groundskeeper / gardener, so I get a lot of these. People ask me to clear bits of land or whatever, clear out their garden, and this is how I get most of these. That is another hazelnut. Again, in development for bonsai. I didn't have the heart to cut off one of these. This was chopped there, and then 2 bits grew up, and I've chopped there, probably cut further up as well. Now it's kind of like a slingshot shape, but it's growing quite cool. So didn't have a heart. I could chop one of these off and make it like that, or like that. That would be more interesting. And then I've got 3 silver birches along here. Again, growing from seeds. Believe it or not, these are only 3 years old. These silver birch. And literally what I've done with these is chop the tops off. Chop there, and that's grown up. And chop there. That's all I've done. And I've got a eucalyptus tree. Now this might not survive. I'm hoping it will. It had a load of branches and they just keep dying and falling off. So it's got one last remaining leaf. That's not dead yet. It's still green under there. So it should come back this year. Over there is a lilac tree. This was part of a hedge. Just grew up. With the lilacs you get They send out suckers from all over the place. You can see another one there. So I've already cut them all down. This had suckers sprouting out all over the place. But essentially this was just part of a hedge that I just pulled out a little sucker from. This is just starting to open. Not sure if these are flower heads or going to be leaves. We'll have to wait and see. And that's a spruce. I think it's a Sitka spruce. And it's got quite big now. When I got it, it was a tiny little seedling. Just pulled out from the side of a track up near the forestry place. It would have been rid of anyway, because they would have not wanted it where it was, growing in a footpath. So that was a Rohan, another one, mountain ash. What I've done with this one is I let it grow and chopped it a couple of times. See where I've cut the end of the branches off, just to encourage all the side shoots to grow out. And that's another one of them Sitka spruce. This one I've done some experimenting with some wiring on it, trying to make a little bonsai. This is one of my first attempts, so don't judge. Garden wire on there. Yeah, that's a red dogwood. This was grown from a little cutting, a little bit of root. You can see that was the original thing which I put in the pot about 2 years ago. And then it shot up these ones. And this was all 1 year's growth, believe it or not. So that's doing well. Another spruce. And another silver birch. This one was 1 year older than the other one, so this one's 3 or 4 years old now. And again, all I've done is cut it a couple of times. Yeah, look how thick that is after 4 years. I'm not a fan of the slingshot style, but some trees just grow like that. This is a massive hazelnut stump someone got rid of, so I stuck it in a pot. It had a few roots. I'm hoping it'll survive. It has got a couple of buds, so it's looking good. Another one there. You can see the camera focuses. So I'm hoping this has survived, because that'll make a really chunky tree. Look at that. And that's still birch as well. That was practically dead when I got it. Someone wanted it ripped out. So I thought, stick it in a pot, see what happens. And it survived. So once it's recovered nicely, I'm going to chop it down even further. Try and make this the main leader. And allow a load of other side branches to grow. And this is my main Royal Empress tree. This is grown from a seed. And chopped there, chopped there. I did have another side branch coming off here. Cut that off. Yeah, this thing grows ridiculously fast. Buds just waiting there, you can see. This will come out quite late in the year because it's a warmer climate tree. This is 6 years old. Believe it or not, that's 6 years growth. Look at that. It's quite an unusual tree because they grow so fast and they're actually hollow trunks. If I cut that across, It's completely hollow inside. That's that lot. So I'm not sure how many trees I've got. Well over 100. And I've got 3 more here, and I think that's about it. So that's a pine tree. Now, I'm not sure what variety it is, what type. My best guess is that it's a Scots pine. So if you know, then you can let me know. It's definitely a 2-needle pine. So I think it's a Scots pine, but I'm not entirely sure. It has got a little bit of waxiness on there, but not too much, so I'm not sure. Yeah, but that was a tiny little thing when I got it as well. Had that a couple of years now, and I've just been letting it grow. I did cut the ends of the branches off once. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with it. Whether or not I try and bonsai it or just let it grow to be a nice garden tree. That's another Japanese maple. Not growing from seed, this one. This one I picked up from a garden centre. So that one's doing well. It's the only one I've got outside. When they're a bit older, they seem to be fine in the cold. But their little seedlings tend to die if it gets really cold. That last one there is a... I can't remember what that's called now. Japanese smoke tree, I think that is. Yeah, this is the smoke tree. So that's a really nice tree when that comes out. So, other than my fruit trees over there, that's it for the trees. Over there I've got cherries, plums, apples, grapevines, kiwi vines, raspberries, currants, a couple of fig trees, but they're all going to be in my fruit and veg videos and not in this video. So this one was just purely for trees. Trying to keep the two separate because I know a lot of people who grow fruit and veg aren't necessarily interested in growing just normal trees. So anyway, that's my tree collection. Okay everyone, so I hope you enjoyed my tour of my trees. Like I said, it's going to be a long one, or it has been a long one, so I do apologise if I hope it wasn't too boring for you. But I know a lot of people are interested in trees, so especially the bonsai side of things. But anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. See you later.